I'm so excited to get you using your ice shaver attachment here for the Thermomix. I have been having so much fun making some delicious frozen desserts, some delicious frozen cocktails, some iced coffee drinks. It's been great. You're going to love it. But now I'm going to show you exactly how to set it up so we can get you using it. Now, I promise it's very easy, but like all things, it's going to be even easier when you've seen it done the first time. So let's walk you through setting it up, disassembling it, getting you super confident with your ice shaver. Now, the first thing you need to do before we can do any ice shaving whatsoever is actually freeze the thing you're going to shave. So this may be water. You may freeze water in these containers to create shaved ice in the literal sense, but you can also freeze all manner of flavors and ingredients, whether it be milk-based, alcohol-based, fruit juice-based, coffee-based, tea-based, pretty much anything you can use as an ice cream mixture, you can use as a shaved ice mixture. So in your kit, you will get 8 of these little cups, and this is what you need to freeze the mixture you want to shave in, okay? We can't take ice cubes from the freezer. We can't take any other substances and put them through the shaver. It needs to be these. Now, there's 8 of these in the kit. Fill them up. There's actually a line here, which is the max fill line. So fill them up to the max fill line. And then we've got the lid, and we pop that on, and that clips into place. So that's a really sturdy lid there. And this handle bit makes it so easy to like put them on, take them off. Okay, so you've got 8 of these. You don't need to use 8 at one time, but you know, usually for me, I'm thinking if I'm going to whip up the mixture, I might as well make 8 of them. They can live in the freezer for, you know, a few months, and then whenever you're ready to make your dessert or your cocktail, your drink, you pull out as many of these as you need. Now, say we're just play the game with me here that this is full. Once we take it out of the freezer, we're just going to run it under some kind of lukewarm water, not hot water, but just lukewarm water just to loosen it from the edges, okay? It's just gonna make it so much easier to then pop that disc of frozen out. So I'd run it under some lukewarm water, then I'd put it on the bench and I'd just give it a little push down like that, and that's gonna pop out your disc. So once we've got our disc, we're going to take our ice shaver here. Now we're going to pull the base of it out until it clips in, okay? So you heard that. It's quite a firm pull I needed to do to get that down. I'll do it again. So we're pulling, this is like a proper pump lever pull here. And then once you pull it far enough, it'll clip and it will hold in position like that. So then sit that on your bench and you'll take your frozen disc of whatever goodness you're going to shave and you're going to plop that in. Now your frozen disc is going to have a cross on the bottom because these little containers you've frozen in are going to have a cross on the bottom. I want the cross facing up, okay? So it's going to go in like this with the cross facing up. Once he's plopped in, then we put our end on. Now with this guy, he's got, okay, here he is. He's got an unlock and a lock, and we can see an arrow across. So you need to find that bit, and then on your shaver, we've got a little arrow there. Okay, I must admit, it's not the easiest thing to see, but find your little arrow. He's raised, so if you run your finger along, you're actually going to find him a lot easier. And then we're going to line up our arrow to the, sorry, I've got to see myself. Okay, so the unlock position here and the arrow, we're going to line that up, and that's going to click in. So if I try and do this any other way, he's not going to go. But as soon as the unlock and the arrow line up, that clip in. And you heard it clip in firmly. It's flush here. It's in. Now to lock it, we just rotate. Okay? And now we can see the lock and the arrow are aligned there. And if I was to go like this, it's firmly on. So again, unlock. I think the biggest confusion you'll have when using this, if you don't try and find the exact spot, you know, if you're trying to stick it in over here, you're going to come across difficulty. But line it up there, in, rotate. Okay, he's now in. Your ice cube is in. Now it's a matter of putting it on your Thermomix. Now you need the Wonder Centix Axis installed and ready to go like what I've got here. If you're not confident with that yet, I've got another whole video showing you exactly how to do it with all the tips and tricks. So head on over to that video, get your Centix installed, and then come back and we'll keep talking about the ice shaver. The one last thing we're going to do with our ice shaver here before we attach it to our Wondercentix axis on the Thermomix is we're going to release this spring, and that's going to push our cube of ice or icy mixture forward and have it secured where that shaver blade is. Okay, now this is a spring, so when I release this, it is going to be a bit of a bang, but that's what we want. Now there's a button here. We're going to hold that button down, and when we do that, you can see there's a thing stopping it. As we hold that button down, it's going to bang in. That's what we want, and that is firmly securing our ice cube where it needs to be. So just to show you one more time, it'll be out. You want it out so you've got plenty of room to put your cube in, and you're not going to be able to get this on firmly if this isn't pulled out. So if you're having trouble, if you're thinking, oh my goodness, my ice cube, and the top isn't going to fit in the top, it's because you haven't pulled this out. So pull it out and then bang. Now he's ready to do some shaving on the Thermomix. So we're going to align him here. So we're going to insert this in, and then we're going to align this little knob here into the little groove, okay? That means we're perfectly in position, and you can see we're flush. The ice shaver and the Wondercentix are flush up against each other. There's no room to move. That means we're perfectly installed. So just to show you one more time, that's just sliding in. Then screw him in, and that is good to go. Now we're going to run this on reverse speed 3. This is what we use for all the Wondercentix accessories, and it's written on the top of the Wondercentix axis here if you need a little reminder. So coming to our Thermomix screen, we don't need the time, we don't need the temperature, but what we need is reverse. So we press the speed, and the little blade function down there, we press that, reverse enabled. That means we're in reverse. We can see the green reverse is lit up, and we are good to set it on speed 3. Now, there's no ice in here, so we're not getting a lot of activity, but what would be happening is we would be getting the ice coming out of there. So make sure before you start running your Thermomix, you've got your beautiful cocktail glass or dessert bowl ready underneath to catch that shaved ice, because as soon as your Thermomix is going, it's going to be shaving. It's not going to take very long either. I think it's best to shave the ice directly into the vessel you're going to serve it in, because if you shave it into a bowl and then try and scoop it out, you're losing some of that beautiful fluffy shaved ice texture that we bought this accessory for. So shave it exactly into what you want to serve it in. Now, I would say that one of these discs is about a serving size. So I would get my cocktail glass, my disc in, and I would shave one beautiful serve. Then when I'm ready to do the next, I just unscrew him. I'll pull him down again, set him down. Then I'm going to unlock. So remember here how we had our lock and our unlock? We're just going to slide that to the unlock position, and that's going to come out. Okay? Now, in the base of this, there might actually be a tiny square, or tiny round, of the disc that you used previously. Now, I don't want you to chuck that out, waste it, whatnot around here. What I want you to do is just take your next disc and just plonk it on top. And then the machine is going to start by shaving your old disc first, okay? So don't worry if there's that little bit left, we're just gonna keep him running. So we take our next container, lid off, run it under warm water, pop him out, and then pop him in there on top of anything that's already in there. Then this guy again, we find our arrow, we find our unlock lock, and we unlock, and then we slide him on. He's good. Remember, we unpop our spring, whoop, ready to go back on the Thermomix. And then we tighten him up, we put him back on speed 3. Now, the first time you do this, if you're not confident like I am, just whipping through it all, I probably wouldn't get all 8 little containers out of the freezer at the same time. When you're starting out and you're maybe a bit slower, I would just get 1 container out at a time, shave it, make your pretty dessert, and then go back and get the next one, because we don't want our containers to melt before we've shaved our ice. So then once we're finished, again, we just undo it, we unlock him like we have, and then we just need to rinse out this middle canister, just no dishwashers, but under some warm water, it's really not going to take much. Just be careful, that blade in there that you can see is very sharp. So, put your brush in there, but I really don't want anyone putting, a cloth or a sponge with fingers. We're just going to use a brush with a handle, so we're not getting anywhere near that super sharp blade, because that super sharp blade is what is shaving our ice. Then this guy just needs a rinse with warm water, and then he'll be good to go. And the same with these little canisters, and then they are ready to fill up again, get back in the freezer, and ready for your next frozen ice dessert. So I've got some delicious free recipes on the website showing you some inspiration for your ice shaver, but I've also got some more videos on there, again, showing it in action. So head over there, have a look, and if you've still got any questions, we are absolutely here to help. Call or email us, and we will get you shaving ice out of your Thermomix machine in no time.